Hello, friends. How are you all? Today, we have brought for you the most popular action movie of 2023, John Wick, Chapter 4, which is the fourth film in the John Wick franchise on our channel. You will also find the other parts of John Wick, so if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so now. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and share it. So let's get started. We see John, who is underground in New York City and wants freedom from the High Table, so he is preparing to seek revenge by killing them. Baba King is also assisting him and preparing a bulletproof suit for him. John is now fully prepared, so he has gone to Morocco to kill the highest authority of the High Table, Elder. On the way, he eliminates Elder's men, and now he is standing in front of Elder. Elder is trying to threaten him that if John kills him, he won't survive either. But John is not interested in his nonsense, so now he doesn't spare him either and is taking his life. As soon as this happens, Marquis Vincent Gramont has taken the place of Elder in the High Table. He is very angry about it and wants to kill John at any cost. So he calls the manager of the New York Continental Hotel, Winston, and his receptionist, Karen. Marquis says that the High Table has assigned him the task of killing John Wick, and he has no shortage of money and resources to do so. Since he has failed to kill John, he is reprimanding Winston. Winston removes him from the position of manager and suspends him. In addition to destroying his hotel, Marquis also takes the life of Karen. Now, Marquis has come to Ken, who is a blind, retired, special killer of the High Table, and asks him to kill his old friend John Wick. When Ken refuses, Marquis threatens to kill his daughter, forcing Ken to reluctantly prepare for the task. John has now come to stay at his friend Shimazu Koji's Osaka Continental Hotel. They are discussing the incident involving Marquis and his actions with Winston. Completely unaware of the fact, the second in command of Marquis, CD, along with the High Table's goons and Ken, has arrived here to find them. Seeing them there, Koji's daughter, Akira, is unable to understand what is happening. She goes to her father and understands by seeing him with John that before causing further destruction, the High Table will need to vacate the hotel. As a friend of Koji and a guest at the Continental, John is trying to protect Koji and his men, leading to a physical confrontation. Killers have arrived to kill John, but there seems to be no one who can stand against him. Ken calmly observes everything as if it were a show. Here, up inside the hotel, Koji is still fighting for John, despite the dire situation, and repeatedly attacking Ken to stop him. Reluctantly, Ken shoots Koji, leaving a wounded Akira behind and telling her that he will be waiting for her arrival for revenge. Having escaped from there, John has returned to New York and arrived at the grave of Karen to meet Winston, who is drowning his sorrows in intoxication. Winston informs John that according to an old tradition of the High Table, if John challenges the Marquis to a direct fight and wins, he will be freed from all responsibilities to the High Table. However, to challenge the Marquis, John will need the support of a crime family that will challenge on his behalf. Following Winston's advice, John is heading to the headquarters of the Roscaroma crime syndicate in Berlin, where his estranged sister Katya resides. John is seeking her help to be reintegrated into this family, but his sister holds him responsible for their father's death, which led her to sever ties with him. Therefore, she is unwilling to include him in their family. Seeing his desperation, Katya lays a condition before him that if John kills their father's killer, Keela Harakan, who is a member of the High Table, she will make him a part of the family once again. John is willing to pay any price, so he is now seated in the nightclub with the remaining High Table members, waiting for an opportunity to kill Keela. Keela tries to make a mockery of him and intimidate him, claiming that as soon as he touches Keela, John will be killed as well. However, John fears no one, so as soon as he gets a chance, he chooses Keela in the castle, meaning he takes his life, which leads to a crowd of people chasing him to kill him. Here, Ken and Mr. Nobody are also present, but no one is helping John against Keela's men. However, John is formidable on his own, and after ending the fight, he is rejoining the crime family. In Paris, The diplomat Harbinger, representing the High Table, is informing Marquis about the formal challenge presented by Winston and John. Harbinger also requests that if John wins, the New York Continental should be restored and Winston should be reinstated as its manager. Afterward, Marquis and John determine the parameters of the duel using a deal pistol, deciding the fight for the next sunrise. Marquis is cunning enough to nominate Ken to fight in his place against John, in order to avoid getting killed by John. He plans to either kill John and Winston before sunrise or prevent them from reaching the fight location on time, thus disqualifying them. Meanwhile, John is preparing for the fight and the Baba King has come to Paris to provide John with a pistol and a new ballistic suit. Marquis has increased the bounty on John, raising it to $26 million, so that someone would capture and kill him, ensuring that he doesn't make it to the duel fight on time. On the way to the sacred courtyard, John is fighting against a crowd of killers, including Mr. Nobody, who is very close to John. Therefore, Marquis is negotiating with Mr. Nobody over the phone to increase the bounty from $26 million to $40 million. CD has also arrived, who is attempting to kill John under any circumstances, and a confrontation between Mr. Nobody and CD has ensued, with John unknowingly protecting his dog from CD. Upon witnessing this, Mr. Nobody no longer wants to kill John. Please note that this is a fictional story and not a real-life event. Even now, CD and several other killers like John are still behind him. John is now heading towards the secret floor on the stairs, and there is little time left for the fight to begin. So, CD has reached here and is trying to prevent John from falling down and reaching the fight location. But just then, Mr. Nobody shoots a bullet to help John, allowing him to arrive at the fight location on time. The fight has started, and upon reaching here, John and Ken are shooting at each other from a distance in the first round. Both of them get shot, and in the second round, they shoot each other at close range. Due to the serious condition caused by Ken's bullets, John has stopped in the middle of the third round. John has fallen down, and taking advantage of this situation, Marquis uses his power and takes Ken's place. He believes that 3 rounds of firing were supposed to happen, and John's pistol has already run out of its third bullet, which would make it easy for him to take John's life. But as soon as Winston says that John hasn't fired his third bullet yet, Marquis' condition worsens, and that's when John shoots a bullet at Marquis. In fact, all this is part of the plan of John, Ken, and Winston. With this, John is free from the High Table, and Winston has regained everything except for his close friend John, because John has received bullets that have endangered his life. He has saved himself from the High Table, but he couldn't escape death. With memories of his wife, he falls from the stairs and dies. Some time later, we see Winston and Baba King sitting at John's grave. They have built his grave right next to his late wife Helen, and they have come to bid him farewell. In the final scene of the movie, we see Ken, who has reached Paris to meet his daughter again, but in anger, Akira is coming towards him with a knife, and that's where the movie ends. Please let us know how you like this story in the comments.